Hey everyone, I'm Matt with Ozark Overland Adventures. In this video, we're going to do an update on my 2021 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon that I have now had for 4 years and has over 116,000 miles on it. So I'm going to get into the reliability question of my Gladiator and really hit on the things that are new that I've updated since the last video that I did a year ago. It was right at a year ago that I released my 3-year video. It had 86,000 miles on it then, so I've put another 30,000 miles on this Gladiator since then, and really have been averaging 30,000 miles a year. I put a lot of miles on this thing. Traveling all over the country, wheeling, and just, I have abused this Jeep. And I absolutely love it. It has taken it like a champ. And I have had almost no issues out of this Jeep. I will get into one issue that I am having now that at 116,000 miles that I'm just struggling with. I'll get into that a little bit later. But so far, 116,000 miles, this thing has never left me stranded. It's never even left me questioning if I'm gonna make it off the trail or make it home. So it has been an amazing Jeep, and it still is my favorite Jeep to date. So let me very quickly, if this is your first time to watch one of these videos, you've never seen one of my build videos and update videos on the Gladiator, I'm going to very quickly walk you through everything that's been on it, and then I'll get into the new stuff. All right, let's talk suspension first. That's what everybody wants to know more than anything. This has the 3.5-inch Clayton Premium lift kit on it. The difference between the Premium and the Overland Plus is are the joints for the control arms. The Premium has basically Johnny joints, and the Overland Plus has their proprietary gyro bushings. We do have the Overland Plus on Kara's Wrangler, and it is fantastic. This lift has been fantastic. I've had this lift for over 3 years now, I think. Yeah, I think over 3 years now. I've had the Clayton 3.5-inch Premium kit, and I've had no issues out of it. After I think like 70,000 miles, I did replace some of the control arm joints and rebuilt some of those. That is one of the great things about this, is you can rebuild the joints. I did that at about 70,000 miles on the control arms. But other than that, this lift has been absolutely incredible. It flexes like crazy. The control arms are super beefy. They've been hit multiple times. I do have the HD springs on the back because Sully's a heavy boy. And so I do have the HD Clayton springs on the rear just to help with the weight. For shocks, I am running the absolutely incredible Elka. What have I got? 2.5 adjustable remote reservoir shocks on the front. I have got the super beefy 3.0 reservoir adjustable shocks on the rear, and I absolutely love these things. The ability to control your compression and all those things for the different terrain has been wonderful with this Gladiator. I can dial it in for the highway, get to the trail, dial it in for the different trails I'm on, and I love them. Well, while I'm looking under here, the Asphere skid plates have been great. They provide all the protection that I need when I'm on the trail, and I beat the ever-loving crap out of these things. Kind of moving up from the skid plates, factory Rubicon rock rails with the Ace Engineering sliders underneath them. I do like the double protection. I like how these kick out and allow me to pivot around rocks, pivot around trees, keep things away from the body. And that has been an incredible combination between the two. And it does make a great step for when I have to climb up onto, get stuff off the roof, that sort of thing. For tires, I am still running the 38-inch 1350 17 Milestar Patagonia MT02s. I am in love with these tires. The original MTs, they get a lot of hate, and rightfully so, but the new MT02s, they are a completely different tire. And I run these tires because they perform so well in so many conditions. I can't think of one condition that I have not had these tires on. Deep snow up to a foot, icy roads, sand, dirt, rocks, mud. They're just absolutely fantastic tires. And this is my fourth set of the 38 MT02s. And I'm just gonna keep going. They do last a long time. I do change out my tires when they hit 50% tread depth. And for these, it's always been above 30,000 miles at 50% tread depth. One of our tires was over 40,000 miles at 50%. So they do last a long time too. And then the AEV Safari Snorkel. I mean, when you're wheeling in the Ozarks, you just really need a snorkel. We do go through a lot of deep water, and it's just good peace of mind. It also does keep a lot more dust out than the factory airbox. I don't have to replace my air filters near as much as I did before I got that. So it does really well. The Extrusion Overland bed rack continues to be my favorite rack, and what I generally think is the best bed rack on the market. The ability to customize it to fit your needs, customize the height, customize how you use it, customize the configuration. This bed rack has held up for a very long time, and I love it. The Intrepid Geo 2.5 rooftop tent. I have had that right at a year now, and think I have slept in that tent more than any other tent that I've had. And it continues to be my favorite tent of all time. Their unique design with the pivoting roof and the kick out, that tent is absolutely incredible. 4x4 Colorado 270 awning. This thing has been incredible. As you can see, I have scraped it on many trees and a few rocks, and it just takes a beating. And it does great. It's got lights built in. It's got all the things that you want, and it's a fantastic awning. In the back, the SHW drawer. I can't say enough about how amazing this drawer has been. This thing has been partially submerged, and no water got in. No dust gets in here. With all the miles I put on in dusty conditions, it's just, I think, the best design drawer system on the market, and I love it. Iceco little drawer slide here. It does well. It does allow a lot of dust in here, so I make sure I keep things, kind of in this, like my kitchen gear, that sort of stuff. But the slide itself is great. The Iceco APL 55 fridge. Man, this fridge has taken an absolute beating. It has been in all the different weather conditions, and it just keeps on running. It is a beast of a fridge. I'm gonna open it up. I'm not sure what all's still in here from my last trip, so be warned. Looks like just some mustard and some water. It is a dual zone. You can take the divider out if you just want a single zone, but I like to keep my drinks back here and my food stuff up here. And for a 55-liter fridge, that thing is absolutely incredible. Be on the lookout. I think Iceco is having a big sale coming up at the end of March 2025. I don't know when you're watching this, but I think Iceco is having a big sale coming up. So link, and I do have a discount code with Iceco, so I'll put that in the description. It'll save you more money on some incredible fridges. And the Atelier Expedition Adventure, they're from Canada, trash bag. That thing just continues to do amazing. It's hard to see because it's tucked down in there under my boxes, but the Moreflate 10.6 PSI Pro just continues to be an incredible air compressor. And I just have that with some self-tapping screws bolted to the fender arch down there. Very simple install, and it is connected to my dual batteries here. I do have the anti-gravity V1s. I don't remember which ones. The anti-gravity, I think the V1s, and they've been incredible. I do have two 100 amp hour batteries tucked back here, and which is plenty to run all of my things, keep my fridge going, all that sort of stuff. And then, hard to see also, but I have the 2000 watt Renogy inverter, and that thing it has absorbed so much dust, and it just keeps working. So super impressed by that. Graphics are from Sticky Vinyls. There they are, Sticky Vinyls. This is a custom graphic of the Ozark National Forest and my favorite campsite. Excuse all the dirt. We did have some rain this week, and it rained dirt. It was one of those types of rains, so I didn't wash it. But all the graphics have this raised topo line, which is really cool. But that's what all the graphics on Sully are from. Sticky Vinyls. Love those guys. Inside, the 60% SHW off-road seat delete. I love this thing. It just provides me a platform to keep all my stuff inside. Got two pockets. This kind of is, things like extra blankets, my poncho, things I need to grab real quick, like zip ties and just kind of odds and ends stuff there. This side is kind of like things like my jacks, jumper cables, that sort of miscellaneous stuff, spare roll of toilet paper, because you always need that. But that's what lives in this side. I am anxious to get the additional, the 40% side seat delete and just get rid of that seat to have the platform across the whole thing. I very much am chomping at the bit to do that, and hope to do that a little bit later this year. Inside the front, still absolutely loving the Anvil Overland dash bar. This just keeps all of my stuff so secure. iPad, radios, Spot, phones, cameras, other handhelds. Everything just stays totally secure. And it's the best I'm not gonna just say phone mount, but accessory mount on the market from Anvil Overland. Still running Midland radios for comms. The MXT575 continues to be amazing. No complaints out of it. I do still have the aux beam 8-button switch panel controlling all of my main lights. In the back, I've got the little 6-gang panel. I love this thing because it's Bluetooth. So all my lights I can control once I get up in my tent with my phone. And so I can leave the lights on when I get up there, turn them off with my phone. If I need to get down, I can turn them on remotely with my phone. And I love this. It's just a great little inexpensive solution for the switches for camp. Let's talk steering. I do have the Steer Smarts sector shaft brace. That does a great job of really firming up the steering feel. I am still running the Steer Smarts Drag Link, and just recently had an issue with the Steer Smarts tie rod. The clamps on it were just awful, and I could not keep them tight for anything. So I had an emergency before my trip out to the Mojave Desert. And the quickest thing that the shop could get in for me overnight was this tie rod from Rock Jock. And so far, so good. So right now I'm running a Rock Jock tie rod. Let me show you this. 116,000 miles on this Jeep. Clayton suspension, Steer Smarts and Rock Jock steering components, factory steering stabilizer. Yep. Nothing fancy, no super expensive fancy steering stabilizer. I'm still running the factory steering stabilizer. It is relocated above the tie rod. I think that is critical if you're going to be wheeling your Jeeps. Relocate the steering stabilizer above the tie rod to keep it protected. But yeah, if your suspension is dialed in properly, you've got the correct geometry for your caster and your toe and those sort of things, the factory stabilizer is all you need. You don't need to spend, a lot of money on the fancy steering stabilizers. It's just not needed. If you feel like you need an upgraded steering stabilizer, like you feel like you need that, then something's probably off in your geometry. So you don't need anything fancy there. And then I can't remember when I upgraded to the RCVs for my front axle shafts, but so far those are doing great. No complaints out of the RCVs, and I can't wait to get this thing out to Moab again, so that I can run Pritchett Canyon again and not break a U-joint. That does remind me, I do have chromoly's axle shafts in the back from Revolution Race. You can't see those. They're not pretty, but I do have chromoly shafts in the back too. The only axle upgrades I've done, besides gearing, I do have 513 Yukon gears, and then the RCVs and the chromoly Revolution Race shafts in the rear. So no trusses, no nothing else. Oh, and the AFE powered diff covers, when I installed these, I got a lot of flack from people saying, oh, it's got the kind of flat spot there, it's not going to do good. I love these things. These things have been absolutely fantastic. They've got a little window to the side so you can always look at your oil level. So to all the haters that said this was going to be a horrible diff cover, you were wrong. Okay, I think that covers pretty much all the stuff that I've had. So let's get into the new, because I'm super pumped about the new things on this Jeep. And we will start with the bumpers. These are I think the Bantam bumpers from Artec Industries. I love the look of these things. It's just so stubby, and it comes with a skid plate that protects the sway bar disconnect, does accept the fog lights, has this aluminum bash plate on it that is easily replaceable. I just absolutely love the Artec bumpers, and a little bit lighter weight than the bumpers that I had before. And in the rear is where I'm most excited. This is their high clearance rear bumper, and it shaves so much space off the rear. I am in love with this rear bumper. It is very low profile on the back. It doesn't stick out. It does have the corner guards here, has the aluminum plates on it. And one of the things that I really like, it does have a trailer hitch that is hidden. Now you can see I don't have it installed because it mounts with just, I think, 8 bolts just really easily. And so I don't have it installed. That allows me to tuck my spare tire up under there even higher. And, if I need to tow, I can put it on there. But most of the time, I'm not towing, so I can take it off. And I just love the clearance and the looks of that high clearance rear bumper. It is incredible. All right, back to the front. This is Open Road 4-wheel drive's new Panther Series 3 winch. It is a 12,000 pound winch. Comes with synthetic rope, wireless remotes, IP67 waterproof, maybe 68, but I think 67. This winch has been incredible. It's faster than the old ones, more powerful motor than the old ones. So I switched to this one. Good looking winch, and it works very well. Then along with the winch, I'm still rocking the Yankum Ropes Groove Fair lead. It allows me to have no metal in my recovery, just a nice hoop connected to a soft shackle, connected to a tree strap. If there is a failure, I'm not going to have this big metal projectile that's going to potentially hurt someone or hurt a vehicle. The groove fair lead, I think, that system is really the safest form of recovery that you can have on a vehicle. All right, well, I talked about the tires, but the wheels are new. These are the Black Rhino Duggars, and I just really love the looks of these things. I love this. It's, I don't know, is it plastic? I don't know if it's plastic or not, but it's maybe cutting board material. But the rock ring or the rash ring, I love these wheels. I did have concern that the rock ring doesn't have any type of drain holes for water and mud. So I was very concerned that mud might get stuck in here and dry and throw your wheel off balance, or water may get in there and freeze. But so far that has not happened. And I've been very pleased with these, and I think they are awesome. I love how the valve stem is nice and tucked away in here, has the little cutout so you can't access it easily. But these are fantastic wheels. And then another new thing are the metal cloak inner fender liners. I did rip out the plastic ones just they were just falling apart, and did replace them with the metal cloak inner fenders. And I think they're great. They were super easy install. Got them in the front and got them in the rear. I do also have the metal cloak rear sway bar link reinforcement bracket, because mine was cracking like a lot of the other ones do. Right here, the factory mount was starting to crack. So put on the metal cloak reinforcement brackets, and now my sway bars are good. Up top, I've got the Sherpa Moonlight. I think this is their mid-size rack, but this allows me to keep my Starlink Mini mounted up here on the RevoLink quick disconnect mount. And this rack has been fantastic. No squeaks, no creaks. It's been awesome. And I love the look of it too. Back inside, we've got the Epic Adventure Outfitters Crow Molly system here for the roof. That thing is awesome. It fits so high and tight. It allows you to, my little molly bag there is great for just sticking things. It holds flashlights, little knife holder there, my knife from Pruitt Knives of Valor. It's got the red Baja Designs light. It has USB-A and USB-C ports. But there's so many ways that you can mount things to this. And it is incredible, and I love it. And that brings me to one of my favorite upgrades on Sully, are the lights. I have replaced every light on this thing. I did have the KC Gravity light bar. I had Morimoto lights all around. Both of those are fantastic lights, but I love the diodynamic lights even more. That is their God, what do they call that? They're big, I don't remember. Stage 5. Their Stage 5 light bar. And man, it puts out a ton of light. We actually compared it to the Titan, the new KC Titan light bar that Kara has on her Gladiator. And this puts out so much better light than the Titan does. So I love it. I've got the Stage 4 ambers here. I've got more Stage 4 in white, shooting out at an angle to fill in the sides. Stage 4 singles, Stage 1 singles. I do have the ambers connected to one switch, so I can turn both of them on at once. Great for snow and dust. Underneath, I have Diodynamics new rock lights with their magnetic mounts. So those things have a really strong magnet holding them on, and they just put out a ton of light on the ground for when we're wheeling at night, trying to find camp at night, that sort of thing. And pro tip, don't mount your front rock lights in the wheel well. Shining on the tire, it may look cool in parking lots, but it doesn't do you any good on the trail, because it just casts a shadow in front of your tire, and you don't want that. So the rock lights actually fit really good right up here at the front of the bumper, and do a great job of illuminating the trail where you actually need to see. I've got the S2s on the side, two sets of them, one there and one here. And then I've got S1 ambers in the back for chase lights. And then I've got S1s here for my kitchen light that shines on the tailgate there for camping and cooking. And then I just have cheap rock lights from Amazon for my bed lights. But these things are awesome at camp because it just fills in around, like my ladder is there and comes down. It just fills in around the side of the vehicle, you know, for my ladder and stuff. And here's what I love most about the Diode Dynamics. I can turn on their backlighting and just have a nice amber light around camp. They're all wired to the same switch. They're a very low wattage, but all of my lights right there, I've got the amber backlighting. And you can get them in different color backlightings. I just like the amber the best. But all their lights have backlighting now, and that is such a great camp light. That it's not very bright, but it's just enough to, you know, to allow you to see around the vehicle. And then the front, I can turn all of them on. They all have the same amber backlighting, and I can turn all of those on just for some nice chase lights at night. They do a really nice job, and I just love that they have the backlighting and you can just control them with one switch and they all come on. I think that's everything. I think that's all the new things that I'm excited about, that I love. The updates, I can't think of anything else. So let me talk about reliability on this thing. Like I said at the beginning, I have never been left stranded by this Jeep. It has taken me on amazing adventures and always got me home. I've not had any trouble with this thing on the trail. The issue that I am starting to have is an oil, I'm gonna say oil loss issue. I did have an oil leak that I think we were able to pinpoint to the oil cooler housing or the oil filter housing. That is not uncommon with the Pentastars to have to get a crack in your oil filter housing, and because it's plastic, and that plastic housing lives inside the engine, which gets really hot and is stupid. So I do have the aluminum Dorman oil filter housing. That's the orange cap there. That's connected to the that's the oil filter cap. So I did replace it with that, and I have no more leaks, but I am still losing oil. So I think I've got to be burning it somewhere. It only occurs like if I'm in a high RPM situation, 4 low, climbing hills, on the interstate with a headwind, and it's just like, you know, constantly running at a higher RPM because this thing is a brick and it's less aerodynamic than a cow. So Jeeps just struggle in headwinds. So when I'm in those type of situations, I will check the oil, and it'll be, you know, a half quart low. If I, you know, don't check it for a while, it'll be a quart low. I've never found it less than a quart low. So I'm not sure. I don't know if there's maybe a gasket that's an issue. I haven't had time, nor do I want to take it to the dealership to have them tear it apart and, you know, pay all the labor fees for that. Probably will eventually, but right now I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it. You know, when I'm on a big trip, I'll just carry a couple extra quarts of oil, check it every morning, you know, before I leave camp, just to see. On the most recent 6 days in the Mojave Desert, I think over that 6 days, I put 1 quart of oil in it over those 6 days. And that was because we did have some highway miles. We did have some good hill climbs and stuff, some good long hill climbs. So I think that's, that's not bad. Around town like this, I don't ever, I haven't had an issue like around town. I'm at a city park, by the way. So that's the issue at 116,500 miles that I'm having is an oil loss, and I don't know where it's coming from. I mean, and I watch the videos. Like, I record my Jeep all the time, and I don't see white smoke coming out of the exhaust to indicate burning oil. So I don't know where it's going. It's not leaking. We actually just moved into a brand new house. Nice, clean garage. Nice, clean carport. And not a drop on it. And we've been there for almost a week now. Nothing. Just clean. So I don't know what's going on. If you got any ideas, put them in the comments, please, because I'd love to hear some ideas. So, well, I think that's it. That's the update. Still absolutely in love with this Jeep. It has been phenomenal after 4 years and 116,500 miles that I have on it. So, I know 116,000 miles in the world of reliability and longevity is not like, that's like the halfway point. So I'm gonna keep using it, and I love this Jeep. I know there's gonna be a day when I have to say goodbye to Sully, and I'm pretty sure I will shed a tear on that day. So I love this Jeep. It has been absolutely fantastic. It has been a beast off-road, and it has taken me everywhere that I have wanted to go and got me home, and we've had amazing, incredible adventures. So there you go. If you've got any questions, if I left something out that you saw, put them in the comments and let me know what you think, how Sully's doing. It's been great. So thanks for watching. If you would, like, subscribe, give us the YouTube love. Check out the Patreon link in the description if you want to consider supporting the channel. Gain access to special events, special content, all of our GPS data from all of our amazing adventures. And for all of our merchandise, shirts, hats, go to shopoverlandapparel.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.